Welcome, 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 beautiful souls. I'm Natan Brahovsky, your host with the most. This is the Frequency of Abundance. I'm so happy you made it today. We are playing in the newest and most fun middle of the week 3, season 7. If you joined us since the beginning of the week, we had Motivational Monday, Speak So the Future Remembers, Transformational Tuesday, The Legacy of Letting Go, Winning Wednesday, which is now Wealth Wednesday, today, Future-Proofed, Designing a Legacy That Lasts. And then Thought Leadership Thursday. Legacy leadership is frequency leadership. And then Fearless Friday, Becoming the North Star. So we've got an action-packed week, 11 a.m. Eastern for you, all week long. On the weekends, restreamed multiple times so that you get to have some fun. Now, I'm going to put some contact in the chat so you get to join us whenever you want. And that'll give you the best possible chance to pop in and say hello. If you wanted to reach out to us, go to the LinkedIn, go to the groups, click the Frequency of Abundance, join us. Join us. We are many strong and it is a beautiful place to play. If you wanted to come on board and have Allure Creative, the people that sponsor us and give us the most incredible ability to bring these shows to you for free, join us. And we'll be showing a little bit more of them later. And even if you wanted to come and speak and get interviewed on our sister web series, The Voices That Lead, we're going to talk about that in a bit too. So lots of fun, lots of stuff coming up. Stay with us to the end. Today, I really wanted to focus on future-proof, designing a legacy that lasts. Systems, mindsets, relationships, that's the real wealth transfer. Money fades, but systems endure. Mindsets get passed down. Relationships can echo for generations. So we're going to explore what it means to future-proof your legacy. Not just assets, but alignment. Not just with income, but with impact. And this is the kind of wealth that's going to outlive your spreadsheets. So if you're picking up what we're putting down, put your comments in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Get the algorithm moving us and grooving us a little bit. Now, if we're going to look at today's conversation, it's about truth, and a truth that too many people miss. You don't pass on what you own, you pass on what you embody. So we're unpacking ways to really future-proof your legacy, not just with money, but with systems that endure, mindsets that replicate, and relationships that are going to ripple across time. That's where you get to join us and have some fun. And that's where we wanted to make sure that you knew, in the Frequency of Abundance, this is a safe place. If you're confused, if you're not clear, reach out. If you're on top of your game and you're 100% and you wanted others to know, reach out. And anywhere in between, we'd love to hear from you. Now, in section 1, we're going to talk about from net worth to legacy worth. And there's a world of difference when you start to question, are you building wealth or just income? Net worth is what your accountant sees. Legacy worth is what your great-grandchildren feel. Know that the roots you're putting down now are far deeper than a simple weed that can be pulled and planted. So look at the 3 lenses of wealth. Money, it's a tool, but it's not the goal. Impact. Now that's an invisible currency. That's why I'm known as the impact engineer, and the ability to come and engineer an even bigger impact for you, both personally and professionally. That's where it's a blessing to play with those kind of incredible people already at 9 out of 10, looking to get to 9.1, 9.2. And I love that. I find that the closer we get, the better we feel. And the more we raise our vibrations, the raise is for everyone. It transfers all the way around. It's quite beautiful. You don't just become, a boat in the ocean when we talk about the tide rises all boats. You get to become the tide. I love that feeling. So in the 3 wealth lenses, number 1 is money. Is a tool. It's not a goal. Number 2 is impact. That's the invisible currency. Number 3 is time. That's your real investment vehicle. So an exercise would be write down your top 5 income generating activities. Now ask yourself, which of these can be taught or transferred? If none, sorry, it's not legacy yet. Legacy is something you can leave behind, and it can be compartmentalized. Let's look at the systems that you survive. Money fades, systems endure. Okay. Well, too many founders and high performers, they run their life like a one-man circus. If your wisdom dies with you, you didn't systemize, you hoarded. And that's not fair. You died with an incredible amount of knowledge and wisdom and inspiration, and you left it to yourself. And that's something that the rest of us could have absolutely benefited from. Imagine if all the greatest people who made the greatest discoveries that benefited humanity in the greatest ways just didn't. They felt shy, bashful. They were, imposter syndrome. They didn't want to just tell people. What if they got laughed at? What if somebody said, oh, that's wrong? But they didn't. Because of that, we're blessed. Now you get to bless others. So some real world examples, a family giving system, not just giving to family, a mentorship process at work, weekly legacy letters, or even story recordings. Just do an action step. Really document one process this week that you repeat often, in business or life. Loom, Notion, even voice note it, doesn't matter, just save it. And that's step one of legacy building. Really give yourself that space. Pop in, know that anytime you want, this is all here for you. Every single part, 100%, available and on tap. That's part of the transferable mindset. So let's look at money multiplies, mindsets replicate. Your beliefs shape behavior. Behavior shapes outcomes. Outcomes, they build legacy. So your 3 core legacy mindsets. Number 1, abundance over scarcity. Number 2, ownership over blame. And number 3, curiosity over certainty. So a mini drill would be to share a belief that has served you well, and explain the story behind it to someone 10 years younger than you. How will they understand and replicate? How will they resonate and understand where you're coming from? That's not always the easiest way to play. So I invite you to take a look and think about it. I also invite you to take a peek here. We'll take a minute to hear a word from our sponsor, the incredible Allure Creative Agency. Because if it's something that can help you shine a brighter light to what you're doing and the people that you're helping and healing, reach out. We'd love to see what we can do.
I'm excited to introduce you to Allura Creative Agency, the world's first and only not-for-profit public relations powerhouse. Our mission is to increase your brand's visibility, credibility, and extend your global audience. In short, we hunt the whales for you. Our proprietary methodology blows a dog whistle to C-suite executives, leaders, founders, and owners across any industry. Welcome to our Executive Engagement Engine trademark. That's our secret sauce. It includes 3 proprietary processes: our Engagement Ignition trademark pre-event outreach process, our Commitment Catalyst trademark butts and seats process, and our Fortune Follow-ups trademark post-event outreach. These ensure the highest level of interest, virtual attendance, and follow-up conversations. As the world's first and only not-for-profit public relations powerhouse, what's our promise to you? Unparalleled commitment to transparency, ethical engagement, and impactful results. Partner with Allura Creative Agency and experience transformative executive engagement. Book a time to speak with us today, and here's to the evolution of your brand.
I love that. The evolution of your brand. So know that when we're here and we're looking at impact, we're looking at legacy, we're looking at meeting you where you're at. If you're at that place where you're already focused, wonderful, you're set. If you're at that place where you're still looking for some clarity, wonderful, you're curious and on a journey. If you're at that place where you've decided, you know what, enough is enough, I'd like to start. Wonderful. You're at the beginning of an incredible quest. Now, let's look at some relationships that echo. People remember how you made them feel. Legacy isn't just what you leave for people. It's what you leave in them. So let's build some relational wealth. Train your successors. Don't just appoint them. Celebrate your mentors out loud. Invite your peers into deeper conversation. So an actionable nugget might be schedule a 90-minute legacy lunch this month with someone in each of these categories. Someone above you, someone beside you, someone behind you. Ask them what's one principle you hope to pass on. See where that comes from and see how that resonates. So let's take a look at identifying some identity architecture. Legacy really starts with who you are when no one's watching. If your internal wiring isn't going to be aligned with what you preach, you pass down dysfunction. So build from the inside out. Self-worth before net worth. Stillness before action. Reflection before redirection. If I died tomorrow, what would be repeated about me in whispered stories? That's the real inheritance. Align before you automate. I wonder why people always say that. Because if you're trying to automate, it's going to be like that. If you're old enough to remember that I Love Lucy scene where she's doing chocolate factory production line and she's on the assembly floor and you just can't keep up. And once you automate and it just keeps coming, if you're not in alignment, you can't keep up. So tech and trust don't go in the same file folder. That's why when you're set to do creative work, let your mind do that. When you're not feeling creative, do the accounting, do the busy work, do the admin. Don't try to do it when you're creative. Right time frame for the right mindset. And that time frame is going to put you in the right place. So before you invest in legacy trusts and life insurance or automated business funnels, invest in inner alignment. Check yourself. Are your values on paper or are they in practice? Does your calendar reflect what you care about? So if I look and I see, work, Monday to Friday, weekends blank, and you're like, okay, but doesn't it show very much about you and what's important to you? If we could instead take a look at times in the day that you force a break to cleanse yourself and to refresh yourself and to realign yourself, what a blessing that would be. So look at, do your kids or your team know what you're building? Dad's always busy, mom's always working. That's their legacy, and that's what they're going to remember about you. And they're going to have a chance to either pass that on to their children or go, I'm not going to do it like that. You have a chance to be seen right now through their eyes. What is it that you look like? And if they don't know what you're building, how can they be in alignment with you? How can they help? How can they take some of that off your shoulders? So let's do a mini audit and take a screenshot of your week. You can circle the parts aligned with your legacy vision. Be honest. Fix what isn't. If it's not in alignment with your vision, change it. If you're sitting on an uncomfortable chair and you're constantly fidgeting and moving around, well then you look like one of those weird fidgeting, moving around guys. And I had that, so I had to change my chair. Now I'm happy and comfortable. I feel so much more relaxed. And it's the same in your business. It's the same in your health. It's the same in your wealth. It's the same all the way around. Take a snapshot of your week. Circle the parts of alignment that are really truly aligned with your legacy vision. And then be honest and fix what isn't. So when we look at community as continuity, you're not the legacy, the network is. If your community dies when you unplug, well, then your impact has no spine. Legacy multipliers are here to make sure that you can create group rituals, monthly calls, annual retreats. You can let others lead. You don't have to hoard the spotlight. You can build frameworks, not just followers. That's where your magic will truly shine. So a next step might be to build, I suppose, a shared code of honor with your community. What do you stand for? What do we never compromise? What are your uncompromisable, absolute non-negotiables? What do you have to do every day? My mentor has to swim 1 mile every day, no matter what, morning, noon, or night. No matter where he is, no matter if he's traveling or not. 1K every day. Well, 1 mile. You know the Americans. So you have to have your own non-negotiables. Absolutely non-transferables. Just, hey, these have to get done. And the fun part is, when you ritualize the transfer, the subconscious loves ceremony, loves ritual, loves pageantry, loves anything that you make a big deal out of. And then it goes, oh my goodness, okay, so this is a big deal? Okay, I'll pay attention. And it writes it down, and it makes it a big deal. And that's part of your impact. That's where you're going to come from, where it really effortlessly shines. So let's take a deep dive. It's not enough to leave a legacy. You must practice the transfer while you're alive. So ways to transfer consciously: you record video messages for future dates. You host annual wisdom dinners. You make mentorship a ritual, not a reaction. Legacy doesn't happen accidentally. It's trained, it's rehearsed, it's ritualized. The ritualization of legacy is what gives the impact, so that it has that extra meaning. Now, if you're already very, very familiar with what I'm saying, and you're rocking at an incredibly high level, I'd love to invite you to be a guest on my sister program, the Voices That Lead podcast. Here, we get a chance to ask 3 questions. How do you serve those you lead? What do you believe is your legacy? And if you had just one way to help someone else become truly limitless, what would that be? This is what we get to answer. And if you answer those 3, and you know that you can stand in that aligned truth, I'd love to have you on the show. It is a huge impact, and we end up sending it out, streaming around the world afterwards. So your message, your meaning, all waiting for others to hear. Let's take a look, because I think we might have some fun, and I'd love for you to play in the same sandbox. There's so many other people out there that just need to get blessed. So come on over if you're a leader, if you have legacy, and you have a way to help others be limitless.
Ever wonder what sets real leaders apart? It's not the corner office, it's the impact they make. Welcome to the Voices That Lead podcast with Natan Verkovsky, where we dive deep with leaders who put service first. These aren't just CEOs or big names. They're people making a difference, building legacies through acts of kindness, mentorship, and heart. Every episode you'll hear powerful stories, straight from those who lift others up and inspire change. Looking for practical advice, authentic conversations, or just a spark to unleash your own limitless potential? You'll find it here. Because leadership isn't just about where you end up. It's about who you help along the way. Join the community and get inspired. Reach out to be a featured guest on the program. Leaders, legacy, limitless. Subscribe to the Voices That Lead podcast. Join us as a speaker and let others be inspired by you. Become the leader you're meant to be.
I believe we're all meant to be leaders. I believe that there is a calling, a beautiful, blessed place that everyone can stand and shine to help rise others up, and then eventually to become a tide to really, truly help rise everyone else around you. That is the calling. That is the mission. That is the movement. And that is the cause. So if you want to join us at the Frequency of Abundance, now you know what you're getting into. For me, if you ever wanted to play, I've been an elite energy coach, known as the impact engineer for about 30 years now. I've had about 20,000 people come through my hands, elite energy experts from peak performers in sports, Olympians, national sports teams around the world, Cirque du Soleil acrobats and artists, all the way to business executives, C-suites, founders, owners, really some of the most original and unique people around the world. In that capacity, I'm able to help them separate where they're wasting emotional energy, where they're losing out on impact, and really help them strive to get their message and meaning with a giant spotlight shined on it all the way around the world. So if there's anything we could do to help, please reach out. I'd love to connect you to my world and play in the same sandbox. Now, for some final thoughts. If it can't be taught, it won't be remembered. And that's why we want you to remember that wealth is not what you accumulate, it's what you circulate. Those are why systems are so important. Systems are like a kindness to your future self. So you know that it's going to be easier and easier for you to be able to do it. Your mindset is your real will and testament. Relationships sometimes outlive returns. The best trust fund is trust itself. That's why if I wanted to look at a passive income, it means nothing if it leaves passive values. So future proofing is going to come across as, insurance. It's not. It's intention. And if you teach your kids how to think, not just what to do, there's a fundamental difference, and that's true parenting. Not just roof over your shoulders or over your head and clothes on your shoulders. True parenting. Teaching your kids how to think, not just what to do. And this will be part of scaling your wisdom before your assets. You develop and work on you first and foremost. The rest comes. That's why culture and those areas of invisible inheritance are there for you. And before you go into, automating them, make sure that automation without embodiment is abandonment. You're going to be left alone and you're going to feel alone because it doesn't resonate. That's why come through. Your guidebook is how documented your life is. Your wealth transfer in real time, that's your mentorship. When you look at your simplicity, that's what scales. Complexity breaks too many moving parts. So let's look at legacy as not someday. It's this morning choice. And that's why on this Wealth Wednesday, I will challenge you to look beyond your numbers. Don't just build your empire and code it. Don't just generate wealth, graft it into others. Because the greatest legacy isn't about what you say when you're gone. It's what you do because you lived. And that's what others now do because you lived. Keep building, keep aligning, and always stay with us. Stay connected. Bring a friend. Share this message with somebody who needs to hear it. We're here for you 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, frequency of abundance. Pop in tomorrow. My goodness, we're going to have so much fun. Thought Leadership Thursday, Legacy Leadership is frequency leadership. And we end the week 11 a.m. Eastern, Fearless Friday. Become the North Star.